Hi, I'm Kaylin, and I believe that when you can live in the flow, you can really let all of the good things in life come to you, and all of the things that you would deem not good and unpreferable, you can let them roll right off your back. Now, that's not necessarily easy, and we're not necessarily taught growing up how to do that. So today, which is Frequency Friday, I want to help you get in the flow of feeling good and letting things roll off your back. This is what I call get out of jail day. So this is one of my very, very favorite processes for getting myself really feeling fluid. You know, it's sort of like if you were used to working out and you hadn't worked out for a couple of days, this process puts you energetically and emotionally back in sort of like a really good workout. Kind of that feeling that you're well greased like a car. It's exactly like that for your life and for your emotional self, and then for your experiences, because it lets those experiences flow right to you, because it's like there's no obstructions, because you're nice and in shape. So let's get you in shape to live in the flow and get out of jail. So to do this, what we're gonna do is we're going to go through 3 easy steps. These 3 easy steps are: we're going to welcome our experience, we're going to experience our experience, and then we're going to let it flow. For step number 1, all it means is we really welcome, we allow our experience. Step number 2, we allow our experience to be with us, we let ourselves experience it, we really let it be here. And then step number 3, to let it flow, we just take our focus off of it. We let it flow away and we take our focus somewhere else. Similar to the way the ocean is ebbing and flowing behind me, when we flow our experience, we let it wash down and away from us. All right, now that you know how to flow, let's get flowing and get out of jail. So in life, you have learned, you've been told, you've heard that you should think positive thoughts. The problem with this is that, like I like to say, that then you end up thinking that you should feel good, thinking a good feeling. That doesn't work, because thinking is one part of you. It vibrates at a different frequency than your feelings. So you can't think a good action, think a good feeling. It really has to all be in alignment. It all has to be the same kind of energy that goes through your actions, your feelings, and your thoughts. So what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves permission to think whatever, feel whatever. Bring on anything that you are thinking and feeling. If you want, you can think of this as your bitching session. And this is like the only way where it is valid and really healthy, because other times, I know it might feel good, but what it brings in your life isn't necessarily beneficial, either within people's reactions, life's reaction, or just plain old the energy that it attracts for you. Instead, right now, we're going to take whatever it is that you're experiencing and we're going to welcome it and let it flow, and that's going to get us out of jail. So I want you to start by allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to totally feel however you're feeling, totally think whatever you're thinking. When I say, notice your life and notice anything that you don't like about your life. And then I want you to just notice what it is. You might be thinking to yourself, I don't like who I live with. I don't like what someone said to me at the office yesterday. There is no wrong answer here. There is totally allowing yourself to think and feel how you think and feel. You might all of a sudden, when I say, how do you feel about your life? You might feel really down. Whatever it is, let it be there. So step number 1, welcome it, giving it permission to be there. Now, step number 2, allow yourself to be with it. Let's say it was a person, let it be right here. Let yourself sort of feel it, breathe it, experience it, because this is what's going to really put you in the flow. Just like when you go and you do a workout and you really feel the pain of exercising, I want you to feel whatever it is, experience whatever it is that this brings you. It may be pain. If it is, it's okay. So allow it to be here. Experience it for a minute and now let it flow. If you need to, focus on the ocean. Just take your attention totally off it. Let it flow. I like taking a deep breath in between to bring me back to center, to let go of whatever it is that I was focusing on. We're going to do that a few times, and as we do, you're going to notice that you're going to start to feel a little lighter. Your energy really is going to feel a little lighter. You're going to feel a little uplifted. Your thoughts are going to be a little more clear. So let's get to it. Notice anything about your life that's unpleasant, that's to your disliking. I'm going to give you a second to let something pop up. I don't want you to figure it out. I promise, if it hasn't already popped up, something will pop up when you let it. Step 2, let that be here. Again, as if it were a person right here. Let yourself sort of hear it, feel it, let it take up space and impact you. And now step 3, let it flow, let it go. Again, to let it go, focus on the ocean if you like. And take a deep breath, and let's go right back to it. Now notice something that you're trying to get ahead on in your life. Maybe a desire you have or a project at work you're trying to work on that's not quite working out. How do you feel about that? And maybe you don't feel bad about that. That's okay. If you feel good, welcome the good feeling. However it is that you're experiencing that, let that come. Welcome that. Whatever you're working on in your life, a desire, a project, anything at all. And step 2, allow it, experience it, feel it, let it impact you. And then step 3, letting it flow, let it go. We actually sometimes keep, of course, the things we don't like at bay, but sometimes the good ones too. They're so good, it's like we want them to last forever. We want to let it all flow. All right, one more time. Ready? So now, let's go back to that same one. Notice something that you're working on, a project, a desire, a problem. Welcome whatever it is that you're working on in your life. I'm going to give you a second to try to really welcome it. Just let it come and be with you. Now, step 2, allow it to be here. Experience it here as best you can. If you can, take a breath, really letting it in. And then step 3, letting it flow, letting it go. Life is meant to be experienced. And I love my metaphor this morning of a workout. Just as a workout really penetrates your muscles, it can really cleanse you on a mental level, on an emotional level, and certainly on a physical level, wiping you out. It affects you, it affects all of you. But you don't stay in those places. You don't tighten a muscle and keep that muscle tight. You let it go. And we really want to do the same with all of life. When we do that, and when we give ourselves permission to flow this way and to live in the flow and really feel all the negative things or whatever it is that we have going on, it's like a workout. The truth is, it's something that we're meant to do every moment of the day, just like we breathe every moment of the day. And it can really help us live in the flow. Of course, in the flow, our energy's in a better place, and that means that law of attraction is automatically going to bring us better things. And we're also honoring ourselves. That means that we're living by the law of self, which is even more powerful than the law of attraction. Now let's get back to just a little more flowing. So once again, now welcome whatever pops up for you, good or bad. But certainly, if there are things that you've been trying to ignore because you don't want to be negative, definitely let those come forward. So notice anything you've been trying to ignore or anything at all that pops up. Whatever's there for you is the right answer. Step 2, allow it. Let yourself really experience it. And step 3, let it flow. Now take your focus as fully off of it as you can, focusing perhaps on me, on my voice, on the ocean. When we get in the flow this way, we also get in our now moment, a very powerful place where all of our abilities lie. Let's do that one last time. So, notice anything negative that you have been trying to avoid this time. You don't have to figure it out, let it pop up all by itself. And step 2, let it be here. Let yourself experience it, allow it. Let it influence, impact you. And then step 3, letting it flow. So that you let it go, it's not with you anymore. And you're giving yourself the equivalent of that workout. I totally believe that you can get in the flow because I've worked with so many people over the years, and it's amazing to see them change their lives and attract something different, often just because they let themselves get out of jail. So here's to living in the flow so that you can experience the riches of life, whether you're after feeling good, more money, love in your life, or anything that your heart desires.